The show where there are no penalties, nothing is offside, and everything is fair game. This is The Gloves Are Off.
Hello and welcome to the set of The Gloves Are Off. I'm your host, Carly Agro. You're stuck with me for the next 30 minutes. And the good news is that my co-host is here, Brian Curran, on the set as always.
Yeah, we are stuck with you for 30 minutes.
You are. You have no choice.
I was kind of wondering what it would be like to be on that side.
No, not
just
today.
Just during the game.
Which game?
The
Who am I?
Yes, because I think I should be there next time we do the show.
Okay, maybe we'll
throw
grant
that
your
side.
wish.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe. I say maybe on the record. Also, our special guest today, we have Brad Olin, who is a retired Vandals player. He's also got a whole lot of CIS experience under his belt, which will come in handy when we get into our debates later on the show. Welcome, Brad.
Pleasure to be here.
All right, now hopefully you're not going to be too shy and you have no problem, going at it with Coach Kerr here. The first thing, you got some experience with the Bobcats too. You used to be a marketing director with the Bobcats.
That's right.
We've got all this going on off the ice with the team. We now know that April 9th, according to Craig Cripps, is a tentative deadline on or about all of this. But Brian, most recently the community has stepped up, the 100 shares of ownership were attained. What does that mean to you as the coach of the team to know that this has sort of come together?
Well, it's, I was talking to a buddy of mine yesterday, and it's nothing other than pride, than more than anything. I mean, I've said it over and over. If you would have asked me 3 weeks or a month ago, would this ever have happened? And I said, that was a 50-50. When you look at the year of the season where we started off so strong in our attendance and then we dwindled right down to back to not last year numbers and then we came back up again, I wouldn't have been too, excited. But the community stepped up, and there were certain individuals that did a great job, and hats off to all the community and the fan base, because our season tickets probably, I bet you, third or fourth in the league. So it's a good thing.
So, Brad, were you surprised to hear that Lloydminster got everything done?
I wasn't surprised at all. No,
I like the spirit.
It's a fantastic community. I'm born and raised here, and I know what kind of people come from here. And to see that happen in that short period of time, I wasn't surprised at all. It's fantastic.
And are you going to become a season seat holder for the Bobcats?
Well, I live an hour and a half out of town, but every time I'm back in town, you can find me at the rink.
And there's the difference, though. Like, you've been here. That's what I can't say. Carly, you've probably been here a little longer than I. I don't know the community that well and what they would have done. And so, it's kind of, for me, it's a new experience to see a community step up and want to keep the team. And hopefully the league listens to what the community's done.
Yeah, I really think this could be a big turning point for this franchise, too. So
I like it. I like the positive attitude. We got to switch gears a little bit here. We're going to stick with hockey, but I want to get into this Matt Cooke situation because I'm calling it Cooke off. We now know he's been suspended for the hit. He's going to be out at least 14 games the rest of the season, and the first round of playoffs could be as many as 17 games. Question I want to ask you guys is, though, with all of your, sporting experience, what is it really going to take for Cooke to get the message, to get the point that this kind of play, these types of hits are not only not welcomed, but they're only going to hurt him now in the long run? What is it going to take from him?
I'm going to let Brad, you answer first, but Cooke off.
Cook off.
Do you really think up these all night long? Anyway, go ahead.
Well, so what? This is his fifth suspension now?
Fifth, yeah. Four involving headshots and or hits from behind.
Right. I mean, the guy is, like we talked about earlier, he's a great hockey player. He has an offensive upside. He's a leader on that team. But, I mean, these suspensions, the things that he's doing out on the ice, there's no.
We know that, Brad, but what is it going to take for him to change his style of play? Will it ever happen?
I don't think it'll ever happen until he's gone from the league.
So you think that's what it's going to take?
I think.
What do you think?
Well, the question to me, which we talked about a little earlier, was like, what goes through his mind? He's been told over and over, and from the league, from the organization, from his teammates,
and ownership.
And you know what? Even the players. He listens to the sports shows and what they have to say. And it's not that Matt Cooke is a dumb person, but what goes into that person's head? He's an assistant captain on a team. He represents his team in a big way as a leader. The community, I'm sure. I bet she's one of the nicest guys off the ice. But once he steps on the ice, this is a dangerous player, Carly, to me. This is a player that just doesn't get it, and he's never going to get it. He'll get one more shot, and if the league was to do it, the big hype is headshots now. That was just so deliberate.
Yeah.
And everybody knows it. It's time for him to, this is it. He's going to get a sixth shot. He'll get another chance next year. And if it doesn't change, the league is going to have to make there's going to be a precedent set.
Okay.
That's going to be interesting.
I want to move on to our next topic here. I'm calling this one crushed ice. Yes, I thought of that too. This exciting Red Bull. I don't know if you guys have seen this.
It's fun as hell.
Okay, you just said it. Incredible to watch, fan-friendly. They had over 120,000 people at this crushed ice World Championship. I want to know if you guys think that somehow the NHL should get involved, maybe sponsor, maybe partner, maybe tie this into the Winter Classic, because to me, it just does a lot for the sport.
The Winter Classic, I would say, it is something that's roller, what do you call it? Rollerball downhill.
On skates.
On skates. I think they could make it even more pushing and shoving. But, but it's you know what, to keep your balance on these hills, to do what they do, and for people to step up and say 120,000 sat and watched this. It's not easy, by the way, either. I could barely skate in the first place, but to go downhill full speed, you know what? I think it might be a nice thing to try out one time.
So would you, if this was a Winter Classic thing, would you not pay the extra money to go see it?
Well, I don't know. I think
you're not a fan.
I'm a big fan of the crashed ice. Don't get me wrong, but to mix that in with the hockey, I just for some reason it just doesn't sit right with me.
You don't see it mixing.
You can make it a 2-day event though. You can make it the first day. You could have all the events of the shootouts and the stick handling races, and then have crushed ice, and then the next day have the big game. I love the idea. I think it'd be a good one.
I think
good
I like
job,
that
Agro.
idea. I do like that idea.
See, now you agree with me for once. Okay. All right, let's move on. This one is a new rivalry. I want to talk soccer just for a little bit here, because I know Brian thinks it's like watching paint dry. You got the Vancouver Whitecaps, and then you've got TFC playing. Is this the kind of, maybe Brian, you're not a soccer fan, Brad, I don't know how much you like soccer. Did this maybe new rivalry, do you think that this will attract more fans to the game in Canada? Did you even watch?
I didn't watch it, no, but it definitely can't hurt. I played soccer growing up. I have a bit of a soccer background. But
let's clear one thing up, girl.
Okay.
World Cup comes on, I do watch.
Okay, but all right, in the case of Canada, is this a good thing for soccer? You've got now a little bit more of a Canadian rivalry in the MLS?
It's not a bad thing at all.
Would you go to a game, Brian? Would you pay?
No.
No?
I would.
Pay. See,
I'd go watch.
Okay. You have to be it. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, there's certain sports that I just, that's like to me going to watch a badminton final.
Hey, I play badminton too.
I mean, I play the game, but I'm not going to go sit and watch it all day long. That might even be more exciting than watching soccer to me, though.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I'm sorry. I just feel that way.
On that note, we are going to take our first commercial break, but when we return, we're going to talk a little more hockey. So maybe that will cheer you up, and we're going to get Brad to weigh in on it's time for us to talk about this poll that was just released about the direction of hockey here in Canada. Stay tuned. That is coming up on Strategy Session.